Thank you for joining us today for a press conference with an extra special press conference with head coach Gregg Berhalter, goalkeeper Brady, midfielders Mauricio Pineda and Sergio Oregel Jr. As a reminder for those of you on Zoom, please use the raise hand icon if you have a question so that we know to call on you. We will start in the room with Joe Chats. I'm sorry. We will start with opening comments from head coach Gregg Berhalter.
Okay, thank you, E. It's a great day for the club to be able to announce the re-signing of 3 academy products in Brady, Mauricio Pineda, and Sergio Oregel. Every pathway is different, and that's why this signing is so special, because you see that it's not the first contract that's the most important. It's continual contracts. It's getting your next contract, and all of these 3 players have shown their worth to the club and have been rewarded with this new contracts. And they've all taken different pathways, and that's what we really love about this. When you think about, Brady is a guy who, top talented young player, has had a lot of games as a young player, and now he resigns and commits to the club. When you think about Mauricio's pathway, he went to college, 4 years of college, graduated from college, is able to re-sign with the club and really brings veteran experience to the team and the calm and the leadership that the team so dearly needs. And then Sergio is an example of someone who's represented the club at every level. And maybe some people would say, oh, he's not the right fit for MLS, or he doesn't, he in the second team we weren't so sure about him, but he shows that he's able to play at MLS, excel at MLS level, and now has been committed to the club for a long time. So we're really excited about these 3 signings and what they represent for the team.
Thank you.
Hey y'all, Joe Chats on Tap Sports. Now, thank you so much for the time and congrats to all of you. I guess I'll start with Sergio. Sorry, buddy. This group, obviously, it's the 3 of you guys. You were the one in the contract year, so is it a sense of relief, excitement, not only to get this new deal, but obviously you've known and trained with Mauri for years, and you've known and played with Chris for years, to be able to get that deal and to do it all as a group? What does that do for you?
Yeah, I think it's a sign of both. Kind of coming into this year, I didn't really know what to expect based off the years before. Didn't really know what my future was going to be like. So coming into this year, having the trust of the coach and the players, everything was totally different. And, just giving me the opportunity to show what I can do. So, yeah, I'm excited for everything that's to come. Thankful for, all the chances I've been given. And, a sense of relief that I'm going to be staying here for 3 years.
Hi, everybody. Coach, first for you, what will be the message for the generations that are coming that someday want to be there? And how can they take the opportunity and come here to the Chicago Fire? What would you tell them?
The great thing about our setup here at the training center is that the kids get to see these guys every day. And they can relate to them, and they can see the pathway. They can see that it's actually possible for a young man from Chicago to grow up in this area and make it to the first team. We're very proud of our record of having 14 players from the first team from the academy, and excited about what these 3 players can continue to do for the club.
Can I keep with them? Can I do it in Spanish with one of them? Sergio, ¿podemos contigo hablar español?
Sí, pero ¿puedo responder en inglés?
Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever. Con Mauricio. En español, me gustaría que dijeras ese mensaje. Eres uno de los 14, ahorita Gregg lo acaba de decir, de los jugadores hispanos que están en el equipo. ¿Cómo has vivido tú este sueño y qué le dices a los chavos, a los niños que están allá afuera, que sí se puede?
Sí, siempre creo que lo que más me gusta a mí es que puedo representar a muchos niños en Chicago. Siempre me gusta ir a los eventos donde hay muchos niños como yo estaba cuando tenía 5 años, 10 años jugando, disfrutando del fútbol. Y de ahora estar aquí me da mucho orgullo y quiero regresarles esa esperanza que también ellos pueden hacer lo que yo hice, lo que está haciendo Sergio, Guti, todos los hispanos en el equipo y sí, es lo que me gusta más de vivir esta experiencia.
Can I do one for Chris? Hi, Chris. Congrats for this moment. And what will be your message? The same. I mean, I would like to hear from you guys how you are feeling this moment that you are in a MLS team. And what would you say to the new generations that they want to get someday there where you are?
I think that it's very possible. I think building off of kind of what Gregg said, I've seen different organizations and especially facilities where you have your academy training kind of to the side and without view to the first team. But we're not like that here. Like he said, it's very transparent all the way through the entire pathway. And so I think that instills a little bit of belief in every young kid who's here that there's a very, very clear pathway that it is achievable, it is possible. And I think just trusting in yourself and making sure that you're doing everything to work hard, put forth your best effort, it can happen. So just keep believing.
Teresa with Chicago Fire radio broadcast. I have two questions, one for Sergio and the other one for Mauricio. Sergio, I'm going to ask you the question in Spanish. Este fin de semana hubo un evento in the town of Cicero celebrando las fiestas patrias mexicanas. En esta ocasión se mencionó Chicago Fire y la gente menciona tu nombre y de una muy buena descripción quién es Sergio Oregel, el jugador. Para ti, ¿qué significa que eres esa figura para gente hispana de la comunidad, especialmente celebrando la herencia hispana en este mes?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that people see me in that way. I take it a lot to the heart, and those little festivals and all that. I was actually there in Little Village as well. So being able to see all the people outside proud to be who they are, to be proud of where they come from, that's literally everything that I stand for and everything that I support as well. And yeah, I mean, it's a big thank you to the community for the way they see me. I get a lot of support from Sector Latino as well at the games. Just knowing that the people support and care for you in that way, it does mean a lot.
Y Mauricio, ¿cómo valoras el compromiso del club con la ciudad de Chicago y la comunidad a través de esta renovación, de las 3 renovaciones?
Sí, creo que es muy importante. Me da mucha felicidad a mí, no más para firmar mi contrato, pero también a Sergio, que vengo jugando muchos años con él, con Brady. Y me da mucha felicidad de estar otros años aquí con ellos y, como dije antes, darle esperanza a todos los niños de Chicago para hacer lo mismo que estamos haciendo nosotros.
For Gregg, you recently, 2 weeks ago, I think you signed a contract with the indoor league in Chicago, where you can show more talent, and more talent is going to be viewed by the people from the Chicago Fire Academy. And with this signing of these players that now are, homegrown academies, known in all MLS history, I want to ask you, also, you signed these past weekends 3 new players on the Fire. Would they being in the same group or the same position that they are playing, would there be room for them to keep growing in the Fire?
Yeah, I think that to maintain a connection, to strengthen the connection between, our club and the city is very important. But you're also talking about 3 very talented players and important roles for the team. And we know that, to win in Major League Soccer, you need strong teams, you need deep teams, you need a number of players that can step on the field and perform at a high level. And these players have shown that. And for us, we welcome competition, especially amongst the team. It makes the team stronger. And to build a strong team, it's necessary.
All right, Mauri, you're next. In terms of not only getting this contract, understanding you've had so many roles in this club since you came back after college, you get the extra year and potentially 2 more. How much, I don't want to say relaxing or comforting is it, but just to be able to get that empowerment from the group, not only you see your teammates supporting you always, but to get it from the front office that they want you around long term once again?
Yeah, I think like Sergio mentioned earlier, I think going into this year, we went through a lot of changes, obviously. So as a player, you always get a little bit anxious, not knowing what's to expect from the year. So being here today makes me very proud, very happy to be signing a new contract, and also playing a big role in the team and helping the team in the best way that I can has made me very happy this year. Yeah, I think the two years to be here makes me very happy, but not relaxed, just because I want to give everything for the team, want to give everything for the group to be the best that we can be. So definitely not in a position to relax, but definitely very happy for it.
We'll take a question from Zoom. Tim Hotsey, your line is open.
Thanks, Tim. First of all, I hope you're feeling better. I heard you're a little bit under the weather. Yeah, thank you for staying away and not giving us your illness. It's everything. It's not. I think this is the pinnacle, right? This is the tip of the iceberg when you get to see these guys on the stadium field with the first team. But there's so much more that goes into it. There's so much investment that goes into our youth academy. There's so much investment of time, money, sweat, tears, you name it. You have that in the academy. But it's nice to see that it's possible. For us, the connection between the city, I can't stress this enough, building the connection with the city is extremely important. One thing I've learned about Chicago is they take care of their own and they like to stick together. And for us, it's really important to have homegrown products on the field. And so, not only is this a great signing for the first team, but I think it's a great message to the academy players that, it's possible to make it to the first team, and, it's possible to thrive in the first team, not just get there.
All right, Chris. You get this deal, the last deal you signed before you played any MLS minutes, before you'd established yourself. How do you think you've grown in that time, both as a person and as a player, as you've amassed all these minutes in MLS?
Yeah, for me, it's night and day. I think when I had signed that deal, I was still sort of in a developmental stage, I guess, if you will, where, as you said, I hadn't had any first team minutes, but I was still pushing to break into the first team, and thankfully that happened. And since then, I think there's been a lot of growth on the field with just, I think, the way that I manage games, and the way I can relate to my teammates, the way I understand the chemistry on the field, things like that. But I think in this past year as well, I'd like to point out the big growth in my game with the ball at my feet is a big thing I want to shed light on. But growth like that, I think, can continue to happen, and that's why I'm so happy I've gotten this opportunity, this new deal. Is that more progression is to come. So.
And for Chris or Sergio, a question about Mauri. What does he do for this locker room? Because he loves being the center of attention. But what does he do as a calming presence who's always willing to throw himself into whatever role he needs to?
Yeah, I'll go first.
I love it just because how personable he is, and I think he takes a lot of the pressure of the game off the guys by just being that friendly face, the jokes, all of it. I'm here for it, and I love that he brings that to the locker room. So it's hard to replace that. You can't. So I'm happy he's here.
Yeah, I would kind of say the exact same thing. I mean, going into the Miami game, I remember being a little bit nervous and just knowing that I have a brother there by my side just to like help me relieve all that stress. And then, it's also that tough love that, he gets at me sometimes, but it's because he wants the best for me. So just being able to have him there, I mean, we play with each other in the offseason a lot. So just understanding we have with each other, it's something I love.
And then
We'll take one from Zoom and then we'll go right back to you. Omar Ramos, your line is open.
I think pressure is always there, right? We have our goals and we know what we want to achieve as a team. And, I'm not sure that this is necessarily going to take pressure away from anyone because we still, yeah, but I think more importantly, it's just recognition, recognizing that all three of these players sitting at this podium contributed to the group and are important pieces of this team. And, they also have come from our academy, and we're very proud of that. So for us, I'm not sure how you guys feel about it, but we still want to perform. We still want to, win games and get ourselves into playoffs and win in the playoffs. This to me is more of a recognition piece for all the hard work that these three players have done throughout their careers. Thank you.
All right, and this weekend we've got Minnesota on the road. A very good team, played last night, 120 minutes, late goal. Gregg, curious your thoughts on that matchup and just the idea or the excitement around the prospect of going 11 on 11 for 90 minutes, knowing how well you guys performed, all things considering, down a man in the previous matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's certainly part of it, right? Bitterly disappointed to lose that game and not advance in the Open Cup. But also, the other side of it is in the league, we want to continue to rise. And we know that, Minnesota's a team that is in good form, have played well in the league, and, can be tough to break down at times and tough to beat. But, for us, we love going on the road. We love playing in hostile environments, and this will certainly be that.
Quick question, going off from the match on Saturday, what aspects of Minnesota's style of play do you think you find difficult, a challenge for the team?
Well, everybody talks about their set piece record, right? 22 goals now on set pieces, all competitions, right? That's a lot of goals. People also talk about, the crosses in the penalty box that they put, their offensive transition, their compactness defensively. So they're a good team, and they have very clear way to play, and they stick to the way they want to play. And that in itself, will be challenging. They win a lot of games, and, for us, it's a great challenge, something we're excited to face.
Esta pregunta para Mauricio. Te conozco desde el primer día que firmaste y yo sé que has visto muchos entrenadores y muchos jugadores pasar por este club, pero tu opinión acerca de estos compañeros que tienes ahora, que no solamente eres el único, pero sino también que están viniendo más de la academia.
Sí, creo que este año nos ha dado, como dije, mucha felicidad en el campo. Nos ha regresado a competir como queremos competir. Muchas gracias al staff y a todos los que están trabajando mucho para mejorar este grupo. Y sí, para nosotros es muy lindo jugar en un equipo así, que juega bien, que compite bien, y que sí, tenemos que mejorar mucho todavía, pero cada día creciendo, y eso es muy bueno para nosotros.
Hi, Coach. This is a question for me. Carlos Rodriguez, ChicagoFireFC.com. You're about to coach your 200th regular season game on Saturday. So can you please reflect on those 199 games so far, and about reaching the milestone with so many homegrown, so many Chicago area players like the three next to you?
Yeah, it's something I don't really think about too much. But, you think about just in general the growth of the league and how the league has improved and how the quality of the teams improved and the individuals. And, to think, it's possible to have a young homegrown goalkeeper on the field and playing so many games, that's not common. To think about, having Mauricio, a player who's went to 4 years of college and now is still had a long body of work with the team and is continuing to do well, is also, great for the team and the club. And then in Sergio, is a player that I hope the league will keep developing these types of players, very, very smart, very technical soccer players. And I think for the league to continue to grow and improve, you need players that can perform technically at the level that Sergio can. So, just really happy about, the fact that we're announcing these signings and that they're going to be with the club for a while.
Tim, I see your hand is still up. Do you have another question?
We'll have to see. It's really a question of, can he get to his top speed? He's got some lingering pain from the hamstring when he really opens it up, and we know this game is going to need to open it up. So we're going to test him tomorrow, and be able to evaluate.
All right. Whose FIFA rating wasn't right and whose was most accurate? What's the biggest issue in the locker room with FIFA ratings, or EAFC ratings, excuse me?
I think it was yours, bro.
Huh?
It was yours.
Sergio's? What was it?
Mine was 57.
57?
Yeah. I mean, but I think it's like 7 more than last year, so I'm happy with it.
All right.
And just for the record, would you say you're faster than Justin Reynolds?
No, there's no way, but
Okay.
I'm faster than Justin.
Really?
Yeah, by like
Oh my
15.
God.
Yeah.
Love that.
That could be it right there, Justin's speed.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for
Thank you,
joining us.
guys.